Up on these few showers across the western portions of the South Plains, and as we zoom a little bit closer, these aren't really holding themselves together too much. They're kind of pulsing up with the daytime heating, dropping maybe a few drops of rain and some gusty winds, and then dying off shortly after. So we're not really expecting much out of these today, but the SPC has highlighted most of our area under a marginal risk for severe storms today, but really anything that we've been watching has been across the western South Plains right now, and everything has really just been pulsing up and dying off, and we will expect that trend to really die off after sunset though. But if you are out across the western South Plains, such as in Cochrane or extreme northern Lee County, you guys may be encountering some gusty winds, maybe some localized blowing dust as these showers go up and then they collapse later on this evening. But as we take a look at those dew point temperatures though, and this is one reason why the storms have not been initiating very well across the west, is because look at these dew points. We're almost bone dry across the western South Plains with 36 in Morton, down 40 in Plains and 40 over in Tatum. The moisture, the real moisture, is across the eastern South Plains right now, and if these storms were just say 75, 80 miles to the east, they could be a lot more stronger. But with that being said, we're not expecting too much activity out there tonight across the area. But as far as the weather headlines go for this week, well, we're going to be watching the dry line each and every one of these afternoons from today through at least Thursday for the chances of some isolated storms, showers. Some could be strong to severe, perhaps. We will keep tabs on that for you. We'll turn windy and dusty heading into Friday, and then after the strong cold front pushes through by Friday, the wind and dust settle, and then we're looking at a much nicer weekend across the area. But as we take a look, one last look at the SPC outlook for today, like I said, they've downgraded us from a slight to a marginal risk this morning, and we're only going to see that linger into tonight. So really don't expect a widespread severe weather event, and don't expect anything too significant, but at least a few isolated strong, just perhaps a few showers or thunderstorms out there this evening. Tomorrow that risk shifts all east of the area, maybe clips our far eastern counties. Greater chances of severe weather exist in parts of North Texas and southwestern Oklahoma, where they will be dealing with much stronger storms. But again, we will be watching the dry line each and one of these days. If this dry line pushes just a little bit further off to the west, we could be dealing with some severe storms here across the South Plains and Lubbock as well. But again, most chances will stay off to the east and northeast tomorrow, and your futurecast does simulate that. It shows that one shower, as I just showed you earlier, across portions of Cochrane in northern Lee County. That blows up this evening, quickly dies off after sunset, and then we notice that next complex of storms Wednesday afternoon across the northeastern South Plains. Those blow up and quickly race off to the east and southeast into North Texas, and leaving us, most of us, mainly dry tomorrow. And then by Thursday afternoon, noting a few isolated storms once again across the area. So like I said, it's going to be a little active heading from today through at least Thursday with the storm chances, but really it's going to be hit or miss, and most of us will stay mostly dry. For tonight here in Lubbock, we'll stay dry, 55 degrees for your low, mostly clear, cool conditions. South-southeast winds, 6 to 12 miles an hour. Tomorrow, we'll warm it up back up into the 80s. Here across Lubbock, 85 degrees, 10% chance of rain. Again, that's a much better chance off to the east and northeast of Lubbock. Mostly sunny, warm conditions out there. South winds 8 to 16 miles an hour. And for your 7-day forecast, we'll keep those 10% chance of storms in for your Wednesday and your Thursday, watching the dry line each and every one of those days for the potential of some strong to isolated severe storms. Breezy, windy, I should say, by Friday, and maybe a little hazy as well. Temperatures back down to the lower 80s. We'll stick with those lower 80s heading into the weekend, drying out, looking much nicer there, and as well as into next week, we're staying right around average in those upper 70s, lower 80s, and those overnight lows pretty mild for this time of year in those low to mid 50s.